If you could, please join me in welcoming competitor number 9, Aunt Woodall. Aunt Woodall is joining us from the Department of Communication and will be presenting on his titled work, Constricting the Body Politic, Why We Are Uncomfortable Talking Politics.
I worked in a restaurant to help pay for my master's degree. And in my time there, I observed political behaviors that could not be explained by current research. These observations inspired me to pursue a PhD. And they also lead to the 3 lessons that I'm here to share with you today. Lesson 1. Politics have become an elephant in the room for many people. But why is that? The leading answer comes from spiral of silence theory and deals with disagreement. We fear that disagreement will lead to conflict and relational backlash. So we choose to stay silent and keep the peace. While I have seen this practice unfold, there were other observations that could not be explained by this theory. Consider 2 examples. First, a coworker who didn't want to talk about politics with his guests because he was afraid they would get angry at the mere thought of political subjects. Second, my general manager, one of the smartest people I have ever known, who was afraid to talk politics because she felt she didn't know enough to share her opinions. These were concerns of saying something unintelligent or inappropriate, but not necessarily disagreement. Existing research offered no answers, so I decided to find them on my own. I took old theories and used them to produce new explanations. This leads us to lesson 2. There are 3 major reasons we are uncomfortable talking politics: a fear of disagreement, a fear of upsetting our conversational partner, and a fear of looking uninformed. I took these 3 ideas and, using survey research and scale development, offered them to about 1,000 people to see what they thought. What I found is that all 3 of these fears were fairly common amongst these respondents. I also found that an increase in our discomfort, which I call apprehension, led to us being less willing to communicate about politics, and perhaps most importantly, worsened our levels of stress and self-esteem. So it is not just our body politic that suffers when we stay silent. It is also our own. Now, our time together is nearly up, so I want to leave you with lesson 3. Whether we want it or not, this discomfort is a key part of our political reality. There are times when silence is a survival skill, and you should lean on your instincts and stay quiet. But there are also times where you must speak in spite of this discomfort. Democracy is built on connection and togetherness, and it is only through connection that we can make democracy whole again. A single conversation can create a spark of change. I hope you consider sharing your next thought and speaking up in your next conversation. Thank you.